Hi, this is Sean Hafer, and in this quick tutorial, we are going to talk about stabilizing footage in Premiere Pro. So I've got these 3 clips. You can download these. This first one here is some bees, a little beehive. Our second one is a frog, and the third one is some workers working on removing a tree. So if you look at all these, you can see one thing in common. They are all very shaky. So let's talk about how we can fix this up real quick. The easiest way to do it is go in to Premiere up here, and let's go to our Effects tab. So that'll give you all your effects over here, and I've already selected it, but just go in here and type Warp. And what you're looking for is the Warp Stabilizer. It's an effect. And then we can just drag that down onto our footage. Okay, so you'll see right when you do it, it will start analyzing in the background. Then it will stabilize. So over here, if you click on Effects Controls, you can see the default settings. So we are at Smooth Motion, smoothness of 50%. It's using what's called Subspace Warp. It is stabilizing, cropping, and auto scaling. So the thing to think about, if I bring this back down to maybe 25%, depending how much shake is in here, it will need to scale up the footage so that it can change its position and rotation and scale to try and keep this looking stable. It will also do some warping in the background to correct some perspective issues if needed. So depending on how bad your footage is, you may need to adjust some of these. So let's just look at what this did. If I turn this off by hitting the FX here, you can see it scaled it up that much, but if I hit play, it's a much smoother shot, by far. So again, turn this off, and we can see how shaky that was. Turn it on, a little bit of a scale, and we're in there. Now, if you want to see the smoothness, let's take that down to maybe 10%. And you can see here, there's more movement. It's still trying to smooth it out and stabilize the big shakes. All right, so let's go to this little frog. So similar thing. Again, this was shot with a long lens. Hand holding with a long lens is really tough. So here we go. Throw this on here. It'll analyze. It will smooth. And once that's all done, we can see what it did. Now, it looks like that scaled a good amount more. Now we can play that. Check it out. It looks nice and buttery and smooth. And here, if we want to look at, if we come down on the Stabilize Crop Auto Scale, you can see Stabilize Only, and you can see what it's doing. So here we can see it's scaling and moving, and that's what the edge would be like if it didn't scale. So that's why that scaling is kind of important in there. And now this one will be a little different. There's people moving in it, so let's see how this reacts. So let's go to Fit on this. We'll do the same thing. Warp Stabilizer, drag it on here. Again, the defaults are fine. Let it analyze. And there we go. So let's take a look at that. That seems okay. Now, sometimes what you'll see, it looks all right on this one, but sometimes you'll see some warping. Things will get a little funky. So if that happens, come in, maybe bring your smoothness down a little. You could also come down and just try and use Stabilize and Crop, or you could come down, do the no motion, and we can see the difference there. That is locking it down. Okay, so that is just saying we don't want any motion. And now it's trying to be basically like it's on a tripod, and it's not moving. It did a good job. So it's a great effect. Obviously, if you can use a tripod, that is the best, or some type of stabilization, a gimbal, that's the best way. But if you do have some shaky footage and you need to try and fix it up, make it a little more watchable, the Wave Warp Stabilizer is the way to go. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you need anything, let me know. Thanks for watching.